Welcome back. We're wrapping up this edition of Common Ground with Linda Tyler and again the Republican in this race, Jason Rayford, which is Senate District 35, declined to appear. And one more reminder: Election Day is Tuesday, November 6th. Early voting is certainly underway. An issue we've talked some about the economy. A big economic issue in Faulkner County is the natural gas drilling. What is the state's role, or what does the state's role need to change when it comes into, I guess, the balance of this economic development aspect of it with the environmental impact as well? Is the state doing what it needs to do?
Well, let's look at the economic impact first. I know there was a lot of effort at increasing severance tax over the last 12 to 18 months, and there were several reasons I did not support that. I guess the primary reason, though, was, when the natural gas industry came into Arkansas, we all sat down at the table, the legislature, the governor, the natural gas industry, and decided what was appropriate, what was best for our state, what we could do to get the severance tax up. And we shook hands and agreed. And the natural gas companies who came into our state, especially like Southwestern Energy, came in and invested billions of dollars in our state based upon that. And so I feel like once you make an agreement, you make an agreement.
So it's not necessarily the proposal, and of course it didn't make it onto the ballot, this initiative. It wasn't specifically that one, but you think at this point just the severance tax rate is where it should be, or doesn't need to change?
It doesn't need to change at this time.
Right.
That doesn't mean it's this way forever.
Right.
But for now, I do not believe it needs to change, because we've had companies who've come in and made investments based upon what they understand the economics to be within our state.
All right. What about the environment?
But the environment, I think the state's role in that is making sure that we have adequate resources to inspect and to permit natural gas companies in this state. If we don't have enough, if the Oil and Gas Commission doesn't have enough folks and the ADEQ don't have enough folks, we don't get to permit on a timely basis. That impacts industry. But if we also don't have enough folks who make sure that we are assisting the good players who are in the state and getting their job done in an environmentally friendly way, or on the other hand, when we have some bad players, and we've had some, when we've had some bad players in the state, that we don't have enough resources to be able to address those, then I think it impacts the state as a whole, and certainly the industry as a whole.
Okay, so do these departments that you mentioned, do they have enough folks?
I think that with the investments that the Game and Fish Commission made back 2 years ago, in ADEQ resources, that we did have adequate resources. I think we've got to look at that going forward, and where can we continue to get that money? Is that from Game and Fish, or is that through general revenue? But we've got to ensure that they have adequate resources. If we don't fund that some way, they will not have adequate resources. So we need to make sure that we do.
Well, then let me go quickly back to this, and we are about out of time. So does severance tax need to be the way that this is funded, since that's the industry that's being policed?
Severance tax goes into a general revenue, and a portion of it goes into highway construction as well. I think it's not quite off the top of my head remembering what that formula is. I still don't believe that severance tax needs to be increased at this point. I think we just need to find the way through the general revenue to make sure we continue to fund it.
All right, well, we're out of time. Linda Tyler, thank you very much for being
You're
with
welcome.
us. Thanks to you for watching. Remember, you can see this and all of our Common Ground programs, including all of our election previews with all the various candidates in the race on video on demand on Conway Corporation Digital Cable. Until next time, thanks again for joining us, and good night.